Hello friends, today in this particular module we will talk about mind mapping. Well, mind mapping is a subject which has taken the world by a lot of storm, which means that people are now wanting to understand what is mind mapping, as it was definitely going to be a revolution into learning as well as solving problems. Let's take a look at what is there on the agenda today. We will talk about how to explain the meaning of mind mapping, the uses of mind mapping, identify the steps involved in drawing a particular mind map, explain the structure of a mind map, benefits of mind map, as well as Tony Buzan and mind mapping. Well, this is a particular module which will definitely be of interest to you if you are somebody who likes to understand things in a lot of subjective way. Well, the meaning and the purpose of the word mind mapping means it is a creativity and productivity enhancing technique that can improve the learning and efficiency of individuals and organization. It is a very diagrammatic way of learning about things which will help you to enhance your creativity as well as productivity. It is a revolutionary system for capturing ideas and insights on a piece of paper. Well, the term mind mapping was used very frequently by a gentleman known as Tony Buzan. Well, Tony Buzan was born on 2nd June 1942 and he was an English author as well as an educational consultant. Buzan popularized the idea of mental literacy and thinking technique which was known as mind mapping, earlier used by Leonardo da Vinci as well as many others. Well, Tony Buzan came up with this mind mapping or rather the way of thinking that human brain doesn't think in terms of lists and tools and menu list. It thinks organically like all natural forms, like a human body's circulatory and nervous system or the branches of the tree or the, on a leaf, the veins which are there. That's how the brain works. When to think well, it needs the tool that reflects the natural flow, and that is why he said that our human brain functions in a very different way. It functions or it sees more in terms of pictures and diagrams, and that's what helps to retain better in our human mind, because our human mind is photographic by nature. Well, to start with mind mapping, here's what he suggests. Start in the center with the image of the topic using at least 3 colors. So take a piece of paper and write the topic, the main subject of which you want to draw a mind map of. Use images, symbols and codes and dimensions throughout your mind map. Your mind map should not have wordy sentences or essays and paragraph. It has to be very short, to the point, crisp, absolutely in code, symbols and signs. Select keywords and print using upper or lower case letters. Some more rules by him is each word or image must be alone and sitting on its own line. That is why it should not get confusing for people. Each line that you have, there should be only one image or one letter on that. The lines must be connected. Starting from the central image, the central lines are thicker, organic and flowing, become thinner as they keep radiating out from the center, which I'm going to show it to you in a couple of slides from now. You will see the exact picture of what we are trying to say. So the lines and the center are thicker, and as they move out they become thinner and thinner. Make the lines the same length as the word or the image. The lines should not be bigger and the word or image should not be smaller. It has to be of the same length. This is what we mean to say by using different colors. So use colors, use your own code. Throughout the mind map, you should use the colors and symbols and signs that you are comfortable with, because that will help you to comprehend your your mind map much better. Develop your own personal style and your way of dealing with mind mapping. Use emphasis and show associations in your mind map. Keep the mind map clear by using radial hierarchy, numerical order and outlines to embrace your branches. As you can see over here, he has put himself, Mr. Tony Buzan has put himself in the middle. He's got So he is the main subject, and out of him, the center, is coming out various branches, like branches of a tree, each having a particular subtopic, and after those subtopics there are many other subtopics kind of thing. And as you can see, the lines in the middle are thicker towards the center. Going out, the lines become thinner in different colors. Well, uses of mind mapping, in fact today or nowadays in the competitive world that we are living in, a lot of students are using mind mapping to study in a more better and organized manner. It helps you to organize, plan and strategize your study material as well. So uses of mind mapping is it helps you in note taking. It helps you to brainstorm together. If you're working in a team, you need to brainstorm together. You can use the mind map for that. It also helps in solving problems. You are able to solve problems in a very organic manner and not get lost in the problem itself. Studying and memorization, and last but not the least, it also helps you in planning out whatever you need planning for, whether on the personal front or on the professional lines. So these are certain uses of mind mapping. Certain more uses are researching and consolidating information from multiple sources. It also helps you to present your information in a very nice, presentable and non kind of difficult to understand kind of a manner. Gaining insight on complex subjects. At times we may get a little fearful of complex subjects. So how do you study complex subjects? By using mind mapping. Jogging your creativity. As you mentioned before, mind mapping helps you to up your quotient of creativity. Well, how do you draw a mind map? You do not have to get scared or fearful thinking it looks too complicated or confusing. Well, start in the middle of a blank page, writing or drawing the idea that you intend to develop. So at the very center should be your main idea or the main module or subject which you want to develop. Second is you develop the related subtopics around the central topic, and you need to connect each of these different subtopics to the center line by drawing thick lines. Repeat the same process for the subtopics, generating lower level top subtopics as you see fit, connecting each of them to the corresponding subtopic. And hence it becomes important that like a tree branches out to sub branches, in the same way your mind map has to be there. This is one of the example of mind map structure. You have your main subject or topic in the middle, which has different lines going out in 4 directions, which are the topics. And under this you have the subtopics, which is notes, idea and keyword. So this is one example of how a mind map structure should look like. As you can see over here, there are no images or there are no confusing things around it. It's very simple, only keywords and not wordy sentences. Another example of mind mapping is this. You put on your main topic over here, and then you have different lines going out which get you into the subtopic, and then the subtopic post that as well. Well, what are the benefits of mind mapping? As I've told you so much about what mind mapping is and the uses of mind mapping, let's take a look at the benefits. Well, mind mapping helps you to view better. It takes in the larger or the bigger picture easily and quickly at a glance. Well, if you present a mind map structure to somebody, the person gets a holistic view of looking at the entire diagram and understanding at a macro level. It also helps you to recollection, which means the visual nature of mind maps allows for easy recall. And a little while back I also mentioned that our human brain is photographic by nature. We learn how to associate it with image and pictures better rather than written things or many wordy things. It also helps you in simplification, so you can actually simplify complex data, and that's another benefit of mind mapping. Some more benefits: it helps you in fluidity. You can add, erase, edit, change information without altering the entire map. So whatever you need edits or changes, you can just quickly erase it and put in your new things. It also helps you to collaborate and work together with different teams or different people. It helps you in creativity. You can enjoy creative juices can be will be flowing out once you sit at a mind map, because it gets you get so engrossed in it, and it's such a beautiful exercise because it helps you to get out of your get you into your creative zone. Flexibility, well, in fact anything and everything on this planet can be mind map, so that's being adaptable and flexible. Well, to conclude this particular module on mind mapping, I'd just like to quickly run you through this. Mind mapping can increase the creativity as well as efficiency of individuals. Mind mapping can be used for note-taking, for problem solving, for planning, for brainstorming, etc. Benefits includes being flexible, fluidity, creativity, simplification, collaboration, viewing as well as recollection. Tony Buzan, who I mentioned earlier, is an English author and an education consultant, popularized the idea of mental literacy, also known as mind mapping. Well friends, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this particular module on mind mapping. Well, I do hope you will learn to use mind mapping in order to, understand it even better. Please go ahead and start practicing it. Thank you very much for watching us. Keep watching, more videos coming your way.